Chat, so this is almost card for card what Shoutu had played at the set championship. We added a couple of Molten Impacts from the most recent Alchemy card drop as the one kind of new card that felt like it slotted pretty naturally in here. This is a combo control deck. So basically what this deck is looking to do is it's just looking to stall the game and go long, and then eventually you use Hideous Laughter alongside Galvanic Iteration or Invoke Calamity to kind of flash it back to combo mill your opponent out once you're set up in the mid to late game. In the post-board games, we also have Smoldering Eggs that we can board in as a kind of pivot to a different win condition. So let's go ahead and pop on into some matches with this and see how it feels. Cordemi, thank you for the 43 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. We played our spoiler in any of the decks. Yeah, we played Blue-White Foretell Control last week. It was very sweet. By the way, for the Pokemon Unite fans in the audience, we're going to be doing viewer lobbies this afternoon again for the Unite session. So if you're someone that's interested in playing a match or two, we're going to be doing an open lobby for a couple hours like we did last week. Let's start here. The tournament metagame for our event was honestly a little bit disappointing. There were a lot of mid-range decks, like the average quality of the matches was okay, but it was definitely the least diverse Hoaglandia Open we've ever had. Okay, so with that draw, I can play this on red, and then this on 2, and then this untapped on 3. So again, just to reiterate, and I'm probably going to repeat this a lot, the spoiler card that we had that returns an instant sorcery from your graveyard to your hand is a card that's explicitly not particularly good in decks that are full of instants and sorceries and not playing those instants and sorceries proactive or foretelling them. So that card costing 4 mana is not a particularly good rate for that type of effect. I assume Invoke Calamity is going away here, so I'll just flashback anything else. I have a Spell Pierce here. I'm gonna keep playing these on red. We want to prioritize having plenty of red for Invoke down the line. Yeah, Eagle, I wish I could tell you that got better, but it gets better, but it really doesn't. Maybe I'm supposed to Galvanic Iteration this. That they have a counter spell, so it's just like, take the 2 for 1. Honestly, I think a lot of the lack of deck diversity that we see in Magic the Gathering Arena in general, the awful economy is largely responsible for. It is such an incredibly expensive risk in this application to try and brew and work on things outside the box that a lot of people just can't afford to do it. The best format in Magic is the one where you complain about Magic instead of playing it. You don't get screwed or flooded on Twitter. It's arguably the most popular format too, Panza. Welcome back. Yeah, unless you're a massive sea creature like myself and own basically everything. Oh, sorry, 39 months, 14 streak. It's early. Steals 1 when it dies. Oh, that's cute. Hey, Unexpected Windfall here. I'm supposed to keep the Abrade and kill one of their things. I'm at 19 though, so I'm not super worried about it. I plan on revisiting Esper cards. Yeah, we'll revisit basically everything that felt competitive the first time we played it at some point. The fact that this doesn't target while it's on the stack is so good. So let's do this. Oh, I shouldn't have played the land. I should have held that to discard. Okay, so this is the first one. What if we Galvanic Iteration to copy the next? I guess I want to burn down the house though to make more 1/1s. We can Galvanic Iteration to copy the burn down the house. Oh, we could Unexpected Windfall and then Galvanic Iteration and then copy this to get 2 more. Yeah, let's do that actually. Okay, so we'll do this, discard this, and then this. And then when we cast this, the Galvanic Iteration trigger happens. And then we could select deal 3, deal 3. Oh, wait, when this happens now, this is gonna come back and copy our Invoke. Okay, so I made a mistake here. I should have burned down the house first, so that way my Invoke wouldn't have been on the stack when this came back into play from their Malakir Rebirth. So with the face-up Rebirth, I should have sequenced those in the other order. Pappy Slappy, thanks for the follow. This deck has some lines. Oh, I could have activated it a second time to get another 1/1. That's a good shout. What if they'd be at 2 and we'd have 2 1/1s here? Would have been a big deal. Am I supposed to be attacking here? I think I'm supposed to be attacking here, huh? I guess they just block and phase their thing out. I guess I can Voltage Surge proactively, though. Let's do that. Oh, they can phase this out, right? So I don't get to attack with it. So I would have killed them here had I sequenced the Den of the Bugbear the previous turn better, I think. Although I guess I would have had less treasures. So it doesn't work out exactly the same. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Alistair. I missed that line the previous turn. Hand, library, exile, cast this from exile, discard the land. Yeah, basically, Andrew. So they're gonna invoke here. Oh, I guess they get to burn down the house, huh? Hey, thanks for the 21 months late reading reviews. Welcome back. Yeah, I assume they just invoke the burn here. Yes, invoke, cast. That's why I can cast cards out of your hand, Indrid. They had 3 blockers though, right? They're not dead here. No, they were at 1, right? Yeah, this burning thing is making blockers. They were alive here. Maybe they just felt they couldn't win the game anymore, but they definitely weren't dead there. Divide by 0 seems pretty mediocre here. Sure, Molten Impact sounds good. Okay, I think I want some Smoldering Eggs. Let's try this. It has the lose 1 life on it because of Painful Bond. That already happened, Disposable Hero. The Painful Bond is a cast trigger. So you don't lose another one when the spell actually resolves. It's a separate trigger that goes on the stack, and it already happened. So again, they weren't dead on that attack. So not 100% sure why they can see. Maybe they thought they were going to lose a life when it resolved, but that's definitely not how it works. No blue mana, but an otherwise pretty reasonable hand. Morning, Sanzi. I'm playing this first one out as a land, the second one is likely a spell. Being slightly less resource efficient than I otherwise could here because I want to hold on to this for a card that this can't kill necessarily. So a little bit punished for playing the other Spikefield as a land tier, but it is what it is. Hey, Bombs, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. You have a good work from home day. Nice, nailed it. Unexpected Windfall is pretty awkward into stuff like Spell Pierce. Well, they bottomed Hagra Mauling, or they binned Hagra Mauling. Does that mean they already have a way to kill this lined up? They must, right? This card seems pretty good against the Painful Bond decks. Oh, that's cute. They phased mine in addition to theirs to deny the 2 counters on it. It also means I don't get my rollover damage. Sedge. Obviously, should have kept the second Spikefield Hazard, chat. Their addresses into us flooding. A little bit of a rough beat. Oh my god, it's gonna be a double Spell Pierce angle. Didn't play my land out. But why? Why not just cast the Disdainful Stroke? I guess I still have to unsummon, so I'll flip this otherwise, but strange. Thanks for the follow, Vulcan. Good morning. Happy Monday. Mostly just want to keep any hand with lands and spells against the discard deck. One downside to the mid-range decks being discard focused in this format is it makes mulliganing a bigger detriment than it even is naturally. Generally speaking, you want to just keep most hands against these decks that are duressing and mind rotting you. The Discord auto sync has been weird. Let me force an integration sync. Yeah, apparently it just isn't auto syncing anymore. I'll have to put in a support ticket. Try and look for it now, Ari. And see, let me know if you see it. Discord is supposed to periodically sync with my Twitch account to see who's subbed to the channel. I've been having to manually do it recently. Perfect. Sorry about that. This, honestly, with the Smoldering Egg in play, I think this is just a, burn down the house for 1/1's angle and put 5 counters on here. Okay, now that's a little heckin' rude. Take your spell, spell pierce your spell. Details on the Discord server here, but I won't be doing comms for the Open Unite lobby. Because we'll have some non-subs that are playing too. My dojo does not contain fear. The Discord's still great to get into if you're a Unite player in general, though, because always people looking to group up in there, myself included on occasion. Yeah, so it creates a copy of the spell on the stack and puts it into your hand. Yeah, I think Monday is gonna be open lobby, Unite Day. Okay, well, I mean, if we're putting... Oh, I was like, where's my burn down the house? I have to click over to select my graveyard. Hold on to the Spikefield Hazard for now. If we're putting the egg back in my hand, we'll just kill the board here. Nice, nice. Okay. So currently this is transforming and this is going to 4. So I think this is probably a... Okay. I think this is probably a play Prismari Command out proactively angle. Oh, I guess if I replay this, I can't do that this turn. That's fine, though. I mean, they keep tempoing our eggs, but they're not actually killing them, so it's kind of like, alright. Yeah, the opponent's build is neat. Wonder how it keeps up into the red-black decks, though. Everything they're doing would be good if they had flipped Delver in play. Eternal Delver mood, right? Yeah, exactly that. It is so hard to just, like, keep the 3-2 in play. There's so much good removal and interaction in the format. They just, like, have a hard time protecting your queen. Red Rover, let's Storm Giants over. Another Fading Hope? Okay. Sure. Oh, Klets, we're gonna play your red-black historic deck. That's our second deck today. We're gonna do this for a little while as our first match with this, but like hour to 90 minutes, we're gonna swap over and we're gonna give historic a crack with that. That's the PT build for Mill. Yeah, we added a couple of the new 4 damage spell, but otherwise the core is the PT list. Yep. It doesn't surprise me to hear you think it was better in Best of 1 because it's a deck that kind of leans on the graveyard a little bit. There's a lot more graveyard hate in Best of 3. Morning, Steve. Easy mulligan with those second land. Yeah, this is fine. We're the bad guy. No, Rakdos is the bad guy in this format right now, chap. The number goes up. Is this winning in capitalism? Yes, only growth, nothing else. So I think against the Dragons deck, I actually want to Cathartic Pyre to kill this. So I can use this with a treasure to potentially kill a 4/4 later. My old stance was Mill was never the bad guy, but then the Rogues deck existed and things got more complicated. To be fair, the Rogues deck wasn't really a Mill deck so much as it was a tempo deck that leveraged Mill as a feature, right? What absolutely rotten variance. I just concede rather than show them more cards out of my deck. Extra Molten Impact and burn down the house sounds good here. Skyzo rules the world. Thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back. Prismari Command's probably not great. Sweepers seem good at the top end. I'm gonna trim here. Seems pretty good too. They have a lot of 4s. I mean, to be fair, they didn't win because they were on the play. They won because we missed our 3rd land drop and they were going to have cheap dragons the following turn. Yeah, they didn't win the game so much as our deck just didn't get to play. Think we're gonna hold up Disruption on 2. No, they're Heaven White Sticks. They usually don't communicate those things super far in advance. They just like, okay, changes are coming this week. Like at the very start of the week. I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised if City Stalker Connoisseur had the same text box in a month or 2. Yeah, Laughter's actually pretty mediocre against their archetype, huh? Habahat, thanks for sticking around for 2 years. Welcome back. Sweet, yeah. Well, I'd be surprised if they have a full release compared to a larger open beta, but we'll see. What's so good about City Stalker Connoisseur? It's a card that basically always 2-for-1s or better your opponent. It's very, very good. While also providing hand fixing for you. Let's say 2.5 for 1, because a blood token just converts a resource. Is a blood token better than a scry? Yeah, by a lot. Speaking of 2-for-1s, Vomit. Yes, the interface on Town Razor Tyrant was improved in the last patch by a good deal. Very clearly lets you know what you're doing now. Far fewer misclicks. Ow. I was hoping they'd play another Hasted Dragon. Burning down the house. Ooh. This is a pretty good one. They have Orb to fish something up here as well. Discover the Formula is an excellent top deck here, obviously. think we're just voltage surging this at end of turn. People want adjustments to Rahilda? Card's fine. Does this change the mana value of a card? I actually don't know. I don't think so. So this lets them draw a couple of cards here. Save the cheaper one for later, I think. Might be dead, fam. Opponent did a very good job at pacing their threats out around our sweepers. The Town Razor Tyrants early were super brutal, getting to 2 for 1 us. It was a shame we drew Burn Down the Houses and not Farewells, because Farewell would have denied them the draw 2 off of their 1 dragon. Even with the Farewell in hand, I have Unexpected Windfall to make treasure, so I think I want to err on the side of having enough... red mana to cast Invokes. This is the Sacrifice deck, looks like. Watch what we were just talking about, Andrew. Geist Chandler and Discover the Formula don't change the mana value on things, right? They just change the casting cost. Those two things are technically different. Gonna cast this because I want to get my search for a land card here. Let's see if our copies of Farewell are enough to drag us across the finish line in a match like this. This is going to be a little bit slow on our part, notably here, because we had environmental sciences for the land. Really wanted to hit the land naturally there so we could Unexpected Windfall into Farewell the following turn. They're not super aggressive to start here. Probably take, what, 5 or 6 more damage? Whoa, Andrew, you're not allowed to just, like, admit that you potentially made a mistake on the internet. I'm gonna need you to double down and dig your heels in and stick to what you originally said. Yeah, maybe blame the deep state. I think we're just doing this, trying to hit a land. Could I die next turn? There's a chance I die next turn, right? Well, they're gonna get an attack in here, right? So each of their artifacts sack to drain me for 2 effectively. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they have 11 on board, right? Well, so chat, if I use either of my treasures, I can't cast the Farewell next turn. You can't drop out of Masters, Messiah. Okay, so we're at 1. Yeah, I'm aware Calamity casts Farewell, chat, but I have to put it in the graveyard. Oh, I guess I don't technically have to put it in the graveyard, huh? We'll be dead to the lands? That's not true. We have Cathartic Pyre. Or Voltage Surge, depending on what they do. Well, I actually don't want to exile graveyards, huh? Everything but. Really needed to draw untapped land there so we could hold up Cathartic Pyre. Yeah, I think I probably should have burned a treasure and just used this to cast this next turn. Well, Voltage Charge only does 2 damage, and they have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, so we're dead. Yeah, the missing lands there are just too much to keep up with, unfortunately. Honestly, I think this is probably a click submit matchup. Maybe I want this extra Molten Impact for a removal spell, but I think it's just click submit. Yeah, that's true. I could have also just invoked. So the big problem with invoking was that if I invoke the Farewell, I lose it, and I can't invoke it back a second time. Which is what I wanted to try and avoid, but we were just choked enough on lands that I'm probably supposed to just accept that I only get it once. Yeah, Hideous Laughter is gonna mill a lot. Two Laughters probably takes out most of their deck. They are gonna have Duresses post board most likely, which adds a little bit of complexity to how we play this out. Nah, I don't think so, Beansy. You don't really want counter spells against their deck. Having to hold up mana for counter spells is much worse than just playing cards that play to the board. I think you just play a third copy of Farewell long before you play the first and all. Yeah, they get on board pretty quickly. Born in Balasar. Thanks for the Bezo bucks. Gets a filter for lands angle. Ditch these two, I think. Do we want Purge over a third Farewell? Chat, stop recommending Purge for my deck and look at the mana base and think critically about why we're able to play Purge, or Farewell to begin with. The upside to Purge versus Farewell is that Purge is an incredibly resource-efficient thing that isn't a permanent answer but generates tempo. Also, you have to also consider, can my deck actually consistently kill my opponent before they recast all their things out from the Purge? To which the answer, that's also a resounding no, right? Yikes. Oh, I guess we're just 2 for wanting this. I think I'm supposed to do this before they untap because of Deadly Dispute. Probably. We have plenty of other stuff to sacrifice to those. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. If they don't sack this, they probably sack Synthesizer. This is the way we spin the tires, spin the tires, spin the tires. And this is the way we spin the tires early in the morning. So we're taking 2, potentially 5 this turn. Farewell is a good pickup for letting us continue to tread water starting next turn if we can avoid a discard spell. No guarantee on that, though, especially with the redraw from Synthesizer at a minimum. The opponent's archetype doesn't usually play City Stalker. It's kind of one of the defining factors between this Anvil build and the mid-range build. Okay, so we're getting to Farewell while we're still at 10 at this point. Which is nice. And the problem here is, while we're kind of catching up on board, they still have a creature land. They still have 3 cards in hand. So, like, this doesn't even get us ahead. It just, like, lets us not be dead here. I think I like getting 1 more turn out of them there. I don't know how many Go Blanks they can afford to play, really. And they already cast 1. We weren't taking that much damage on board, and we got some more cards out of them. Our deck is so good at spinning its tires, chat. Oh, the new Black Alchemy cards are cracked. They are the best cards from the release by a lot. Alright, they have 40 cards in deck. How many does Laughter get? $17 cards. Yeah, the number of people that play mono counterspell decks inside of Brawl is kind of sickening. I wish there was an option to just say, don't pair me into blue decks. I'm just going to auto-concede to them anyways, so, like, why waste anybody's time? No, there's no ranked or matchmaking or anything like that, so if I don't want to play against something, just don't make me queue into it. We're just dead, shit. Hey, Kenix, thank you for the tier 3. That's super generous. Thanks for sticking around for almost 3 years. Welcome back. All right, this deck has seemed aggressively mediocre. We're gonna give it one more shot here, but so far our deck has just done a lot of tire spinning and not had a lot of action. Yeah, there's deck strength matchmaking that takes place in Brawl. I tried to play this deck and it was exceptionally hard to play. You tried to play this deck, but it's bad, so you had to play perfectly to make up for the fact that it was bad? Is that what you said? I'd be inclined to agree with that. When your deck is bad, you have to play better to make up for that fact. My deck's not bad, it's just hard to play, Jeff. Whatever you gotta tell yourself before you set your wild cards on fire, chat. You're all out of wild cards. What now? You just need to whip out the most powerful card in Magic the Gathering, your credit card. Through the power of Discover, you will discover that you have endless wild cards. Does their payment processor actually take Discover? You know, I actually don't know offhand. They might not. You're right. Call my credit card, Exodia, because I'm about to obliterate my bank account. God bless. They have infinite cards in hand. Have one more. Oh yeah, they had to discard to hand size because of that too. Yeah, that's definitely right. Trying to build this deck, but I have exactly 16 rares and 4 mythic shorts. I have exactly $50 in my bank account. I hope Wizards gives me a way to solve this soon. If only, if only. My Calamity's better than your Calamity. Neener, neener, neener. What's going on, Archmage? It's been about a week since I touched the hot stove that was historic, so I've completely forgotten what it's like, and we're gonna try it again. Man, my opponent just drew 2 cards, chat. They're down to 13 cards in their deck. You love to see it. We just need one more laughter. No, we're gonna play with the new discard spells today. In Historic. Ready to get burned again. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Welcome back, Marty. I appreciate the 64 months. It's been a trip. Send this back from whence it came. Do-da, do-da. Bum 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 ba-da-da-dum. Marty is so square. It is a nice square number of months, isn't it? Have a card, friend. Hey, DJ, thank you for the tier 2 and for the 37 months. Welcome back. I have 5 cards. I have 3. I have 4 more cards than you. I think I'm bottoming this. We just want a laughter at this point, right? Laughter is lethal. All right, I deserve that. How about 3 lands? Is 3 lands lethal? Jury's still out. Down to 12 cards in deck, chat. Chat! What happens if my opponent casts an Invoke Despair that both decks them and kills me simultaneously? How does that work out? Come on! Where's my laughter, chat? Funny, haha. Like this game of Magic the Gathering. Hand, library, exile. I haven't played a land yet this turn, right? So if I invoke Expressive Iteration and Windfall, I can play a land and still after this turn? Okay. Five looks. We need an untapped land and the laughter. Oh no, chat. Alright. Hand, library, exile. They had 4 cards left. We could have double commanded. I can't double command. That's not how that works. There's one card in their deck, chat. No, it's not a draw, because the first two would kill us, right? Does that draw? Would that have been a draw? Oh yeah, because I guess we don't die. The whole spell resolves, right? Man, what an incredibly unlucky game. We put 3 cards on the bottom and just couldn't find a second laughter in the top 40 cards. Yeah, I mean, we have a block on City Stalker Connoisseur, but their deck, like, they almost assuredly have a piece of instant speed removal, right? No, Invoke's a draw, chat. Their deck is empty. Yeah, okay. So Invoke draws the game. Alright, going to game 2 of 4. Board in Disdainful Stroke and probably Negate. Board out Voltage Surge. I might want Burn Down the House just for the devil aspect of it, actually. Farewell seems not good. I'm not dead yet. Game 2 of 4. Optimistic to think there won't be another draw. Now, chat. A lot of people incorrectly describe what I'm currently playing as best of 3. Technically, Magic the Gathering in the tournament setting like we are playing is first to 2 wins, not best of 3. Zangrief, thank you for the tier 2. 26 squared is 676. Check back next resub for more math facts. Thank you for the 26 months and the resub and the math fact. I'm gonna elect to negate this rather than Disruption, because Disruption can counter a City Stalker Connoisseur on 4, which I think has a lot of value. And Library Exile. We technically just had a game draw because of our opponent casting Invoke Despair, so I think that counts as milling them out. Xanthias, thank you for the very generous tier 3 and the 2.5 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. What date will the Mardu Venture deck be up this week? Tomorrow. That's the only other deck I have in the queue. Yeah, tomorrow. It'll be our Alchemy deck tomorrow. So we'll Molten Impact this Dorko, and then our next instant or sorcery will have some rollover minutes to kill the Kiki-Jiki. Oh, they have to have 4 more cards than you to draw an extra card. Again, I think they would only had 3 more, right? Maybe I miscounted at a glance. I'm gonna be honest, I glanced at it, but I milled 20 cards. Pretty good. Pretty good. My laughter getting exiled is sad. I would have had 3, they would have had 6. Alright, so my quick glance was correct. Oh, devilish, chat. We've got these creature lands. We got nothing else going on. Let's beat them down. They cast 2 painful bonds here, so like if they have more expensive stuff, they're gonna take a lot of damage from it. I'll leave one of these back as a blocker. So again, when you activate this, it adds the line of text to our card. When this attacks, make a 1/1. So if you double activate it, you get to make 2 1/1s. Painful, I'm gonna save you the trouble, Braveheart. Painful Bond is really, really good. Like, really good. Alright, can I hit a laughter, please, and just duck them? I guess this isn't guaranteed. 7 cards left in their deck. Sag. The last one did 20, so I was feeling ambitious. All right. Our opponent has 1 game win. We're going to game 3 here. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. I'm just going to run it back. It'd be a Bankbuster matchup. A little bit more attrition. We don't play Modern on this channel anymore, Chris Beats. I don't really have any opinions on the format. I'd recommend checking out Aspiring Spike as a newer creator that does a lot of good modern stuff, and Gabriel Nassif is still around doing modern stuff. Those are good people to ask for opinions on that format. Oh yeah, Davis does Boomer Magic too. Davis is good people. Good people, good content. Yeah, I definitely think this is a Galvanic Iteration, my Hideous Laughter angle here. Although I guess we're going to lose Iteration to the Graveyard Trespasser now, which is sad. Out of the folks asking me, took them from 50 cards down to 23 cards. I think I need to chill on this in case they give me something worth, yeah. I think I need to negate this. you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. We just need to have them not empty our hand here. Yeah, I can cast both of these with Windfall, chat. Windfall makes 2 mana of any color. We are dead to Invoke. Edge. Seven cards left, not gonna do it. Yeah, to be done with this one. This deck felt exceptionally bad. Not really a whole lot to say other than we sat there and spun our tires a bunch and have really accomplished anything. Hey, thanks for the sub, get funny. Happy Monday, good morning. We played 3 games and didn't win any of them that set. Mood.